Exodus chapter 12 conclusion. On the way, just driving a little bit further, I guess westward. I mean, in the mountains here from Konoma. Found this beautiful view with the mountain there in the back. I guess this old building here, the streams, little waterfall. I guess there might be, I think up there, I can see through the leaves, there's a bigger waterfall up there. Don't know, maybe you can walk there. But anyhow, so what is this chapter about? The last plague, the leaving, the Passover. There's a lot that happens in this chapter. A lot of very important things that happen in this chapter. Pharaoh and the people had enough. I mean, I guess they had enough before here, but not enough yet. The final straw to break the back of the camel wasn't there yet. In this chapter it happened. The death of the firstborn. But out of this evil of Pharaoh, God brings forth good. Like, see the beauty here, right? God's creation. God out of evil always brings forth something good. Like that Christian village, well, where all the people are Christian, Konoma, and they explain that it's so clean there, right? No garbage, absolutely no garbage. It is possible, right? God out of evil can bring forth good. The evil of Pharaoh, of not wanting, ultimately end with judgment, rightful judgment. Okay, the death of the children is not a massacre. The death of the children is not injustice. The death of the firstborn is justice. Because Pharaoh came up first with a law to just kill all the male boys. It's a bit like as well the guide here in the Konoma village explained now. It's in the past, someone by accident killed someone else, and you had to go to that other village and then kill someone there, like the blood feud idea, right? But then because now you killed that guy who killed this guy, then now they will come and kill you for killing him, kind of, and so you can go back and forth. Well, I explained to him, but I mean, just said, well, that's actually this idea of if someone kills someone else to get justice. Is an Old Testament, and not only Old Testament, but it's a God idea, right? It comes from God ultimately, not kill and then be killed and then kill and then be killed, kind of that back and forth blood feud kind of idea. But God in the Old Testament said that it stops there with one. You kill, he killed you, your family member gets one to go and kill him, and that's that. And it doesn't to bring forth justice. So in this sense as well, this is justice. Right, justice because of what Pharaoh did. Other people say, "Man, you are pro-choice, pro-life, and you are for people to be for capital punishment. How can you be? Two contradict each other." No, man, gee whiz. People say those kinds of things. It's like, I don't know. It's like always saying like it's so contradicting. What they're saying is so stupid. We are pro-life. Both of those things are exactly the same thing, pro-life. Because that murderer killed someone, so to stop people from just going around killing people, he needs to be executed. Capital punishment, full stop. Otherwise, who's ever going to stop people from just killing other people? If there's no repercussions, if you're too lazy to work and you're just being put in prison and taken care of for the rest of your life, just go and kill someone and you put in prison. And there needs to be repercussions. It's pro-life. Not aborting babies is pro-life. So it's exactly the same thing. I don't know. I don't understand liberals. They claim to be all of them educated, and I mean, man, gee whiz, how stupid can you be? But anyhow, back to this. So what I'm saying here is this is not wrong what God did. It's capital punishment they deserved capital punishment for what they did. The Jews getting all the stuff in this chapter is deserved back pay. Okay, like yeah, now when you watch this video, it's going to be May of 2026, God willing. I mean, by the time it goes out, you might watch it, I don't know when, but now at this stage, there's a shutdown in the American economy, and lots of people are not paid. But I guess when they go back, then they will get their back pay, understandably, right? That's kind of a normal thing. So this, with the people getting the gold, the silver, and even the clothing, it's back pay for their years of working as slaves. They deserved that. So nothing that happens here from God's view, or not even from God, but just on a justice view, is wrong. Capital punishment, and then the people paying for stealing, making reparations for their stealing. Okay, and so these are the. Geez, sounds like a gun going off kind of idea. These are some of the things that happens in this chapter, and then yes, from this judgment then as well, and then Pharaoh hardening his heart, God hardening it more. God is going to bring forth something else. He is going to bring forth the two new feasts, Passover and the Feast of the Unleavened Bread. This is what God's going to bring forth from this. Why? To remind the people. So the people throughout the centuries, they need to celebrate this feast, to be reminded of what God has done. The unleavened bread reminded them of the speed they had to leave. The lamb, the how God cared for them and didn't kill them, and the protection of the blood. All of these things always had to be in place. It's new. God changed when the new year started, right? The year started, right? God brought in these very important holy festivals for them, because God is forming a generation of a community which were just enslaved, and which did not before this had any of this. Abram and Jacob, they did not have this. We don't have a celebration of Abram taking his son up to the mountain and then ultimately killing the lamb that God provided. We don't have something like this. So the people didn't have anything like that. That was pointing towards this, which is ultimately pointing forward towards Jesus on the cross, his life, death, and resurrection. Okay, so all these things in play here. Right? So they had to be formed. They had to get these holy festivals to be reminded of who God is. So they can have the focus on God, right? That they can focus on the beauty of who God is, right? So that I will focus on the beauty of that mountain with this white cloud there, the blue sky, and not look at the focus on, a little piece of, like this little rock here. So like, okay, I'm focused. Wow, look at this little rock here. Okay, this is not a beautiful rock at all. It's just some part that broke off here from something. Okay, I mean, if it was gold, then yeah, right, okay. But even then, the gold is beautiful. It's not compared to that. Money-wise, maybe, but I mean, even that mountains, if there were gold here, that means it came from the stream. So I mean, it's still a lot more expensive. But if you're going to focus, and this is a lot like modern Christians are, we are like, wow, how beautiful. It's like standing in front of the mountain, and you're like, oh wow, how beautiful is this little rock here, man. And then you have that. And you're not looking at that. I mean, you're stupid, right? You're just plain stupid. And that is how modern Christians are. But we're so focused on our songs we sing, or, oh, that's how great we are. Not how great thou art, how great we are. Our gods. We became the gods in the church. In modern Christianity, we are the gods. Listen to the sermons of the pastors. I don't want to go in the Sunday sermon. And listen to the songs people sing, listen to their prayers, listen to all these things, so you will clearly understand who is God in modern Christianity. Us, the gods. But the whole idea of these feasts were not to make us. It's not about us. It's about God. It's a mountain that's beautiful. It's about God. It's not a little rock. It's God that is a beauty. People understand it. Please stop your nonsense. That is the idea of the feast. To form this nation, to give them so they can be focused on God and God alone. True beauty. The true Father. Not your Father, not you. The true Father who is providing for us in everything. There was no need for God to make a mountain like that. There was no need for God to make a mountain like that. He could have just made flat earth. Okay, now I'm not a flat earther, right? But I mean, I'm speaking of just flat, no mountains. God could have done that. But no, he made mountains. Yes, it makes it a little bit difficult for us to travel and stuff like that, getting over it and stuff, etc. For that reason, lots of different languages, even in smaller areas. But still it's beauty for us to admire. To see the creator God, the Father in action. Why do you focus on man? Why do you want to look at this thing that's standing here in front of you? Saying, wow, what a brilliant guy, when you have the true God to look at, to admire. People, I am a sinner. I don't deserve the grace of God. Not the God who created all this beauty and gave me life, gave all of us life. So focus on God, the one true God. This is the ideas. They were supposed to tell the generations to come of the beauty of what God did. The unleavened bread even. And if they didn't, then they were cut off. To take part in the feast, foreigners could, but they had to be circumcised. Locals could, the Jews could, but they had to understand, be circumcised. Right? It was not a joke. It ought to have taught them this, to focus on God. If they did not follow the commands of God, and be, not a lot of, I mean, just you need to be circumcised. Not a lot, I mean, to do, actually. Right? That is what they had to do, to be circumcised, to partake, to tell, to be reminded of.